The sky's blue. Yeah.
All right, and good morning. We are at the Nashville Zoo this morning. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me all right. I am using the external mic, but we'll try to see some animals as much as we can here. I see some macaws coming up. The zoo did just open, so people haven't had much of a chance to disperse yet. Trails are a little bit busier this morning than I feel like they usually are, but it's a beautiful day here in Nashville, so it's definitely a zoo day. You see the cranes over here. Get some angles of the cranes here. Alright, so we're going to head now over to, that's just kind of the teaser area of the zoo. You kind of have the macaws and you got the cranes there, but then you have the little bit of a walk to get into more of the zoo proper. But we'll get in there. We're hoping to do 2 different zoo loops, maybe. We'll see how much my legs decide to go. But we'll take it easy. Now, they were doing construction on this big kind of parabola thing last time we were here. Not parabola. Kubota? I don't know what the words are. But welcome in, everybody that might have come in, stumbled upon us. We are at the Nashville Zoo today. We're going to be walking around seeing to see what animals we can see. We did just see we just saw the macaws as well as the Stanley cranes. It's kind of the main entryway here at the Nashville Zoo. We're headed over to the gibbons, the white-cheeked gibbons. We'll see if they're out. And then we will head up the hill to go see if we can find the giraffes and the rhinos. But it's a little bit busy this morning already. I'm going to kind of walk past a little bit to see if I can see. Okay, I do see them, so actually I might actually be able to get a better view from here anyway. So there's one right behind that tree there, climbing up the tree. See him there, hiding a little bit. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Aurora. You see him, I kind of keep thinking he might turn around and come a little bit closer, but it doesn't look like he wants to. Alright, definitely still very busy over here, so we're going to try to go ahead and get a little bit more dispersed as we walk up the hill. So we're going to head up the hill, which is we're not going to go to the farm animals, at least on this first loop, but we're not going to go to the jungle gym either, but we're going to head up to the savannah loop. You can see there's a couple of different animals up there. But yeah, we definitely will stay away from the jungle gym area, but Aurora, definitely appreciate you being in. Don't know how my audio is sounding today. I am using the external mic, but I don't have my hat, so it's not quite as close to my face as it normally is. Let's see if we can see some of the fish here. Alright, we're going to keep moving again to try to get somewhat away from people. Yeah, they have the stuff set up. I couldn't tell if the zoo run was today or not, because they've got all sorts of like stuff set up like the run would be today. They had the signs out, and they got porta potties up over here, so I'm guessing it must be today, but I thought it was early in the morning. It looked like the zoo closed at 1, so maybe it's at 1? I don't know, but they got it looks like they got all sorts of stuff set up for it. So I'm kind of glad I'm, early enough to have beat that, I guess. But welcome in. Appreciate anybody that's coming in, hanging out with us, keeping it up on another monitor. Hopefully we'll be able to see some more animals as we get up here. But we have actually had pretty good luck so far. Now we will not do, and hopefully that will suck in a whole bunch of people, we cannot do lorikeet landing. That's really mainly because they do not want you with the gimbal in there. I've had issues before, even with my little camera. But morning, Blake. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for popping in, saying hello. We're at the Nashville Zoo today, or I'm at the Nashville Zoo. Rebecca is not with me, so I'm running solo today. But that's the lorikeet landing that... Oh, that's good. I know Doug's always good about shouting out all sorts of folks. Okay, whew. Sorry, I'm getting winded already because I have to walk up this big hill, but it has the nice thing is that it's spread out and there's really not many people up here, which is usually my big thing. But this is what they kind of call the Africa area. I will say it's not. Yeah, and Blake, I didn't schedule that much in advance, but we'll see if we can come up here and find the rhinos. This is the Africa area that they have at the Nashville Zoo. It is really peaceful right now because there's nobody up here. But come see if we can find the rhinos. Usually in the morning they're down here on the left where I can't see them from this angle. Oh no, there they are. Okay. Try to get you some rhino footage here. And I'm actually gonna, y'all hang with me here for a second. I'm gonna set y'all down because I need to tie my shoe. Maybe a little bit rocky, but I got a good spot to set you down and let you take a look at the rhinos while I attempt to tie my shoe without pulling the charging cable out. Oh, there we go. That actually worked pretty well. But yeah, Blake, I really hope I hope the giraffes are out. They've been doing some construction in that field. We were here last week and they were doing some construction, so I don't know if we'll see the giraffes. So no promises on any giraffes. Okay, so we'll have another couple opportunities to see the rhinos as we walk around. There's a couple more viewing locations. But again, I want to stay ahead of the crowd as much as I can up here because it'll be busy in the lower half. We're not going to go up to the vet center. So they have a vet center up at the top of the hill. It has Komodo dragon, but definitely this loop because of people. If I do 2 loops, we'll go up there. But because of people, I want to make sure to stay ahead of the crowd. But they have Komodo dragons. There's also a vet center that's kind of like what they have or had. I guess you can't get up there now, at Rafiki's Planet Watch at Disney, where if they're doing a surgery or they're doing some sort of specific procedure, you can watch along. Okay, I see some red river hog down here, so we'll get to see some red river hog as well. He's over here hanging out. Get zoomed in on him here. It's kind of a little bit hard to see. He's underneath there, but I don't know if he's drinking water or what he's doing. Let me see if I can get the exposure up so we can actually see what he's doing here. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Yes, I was walking by some fake deer, unfortunately. But now we got red river hogs. Or a red river hog, let's say it that way. It's good that you can actually see this guy. Normally you can't see this guy very often. Yeah, he's snacking on something that must be included into that hay. Alright, we will walk back exposure and we'll keep on moving here. But yeah, it's a beautiful day in Nashville, so I expect it to be jam-packed before too long here at the zoo. The Nashville Zoo is not one of our favorites, to be honest. It's a really great zoo. It has some wonderful things. They got some great exhibits. They've got great, signage on stuff. They've got some really good places to go see animals. But then they also have some struggles as well. There's a lot of kind of there and back trails. You go full out because it's weird going on with that camera angle. But they've got a lot of is it free? No, it is not free, Blake. Oh man, I wish it was free. St. Louis Zoo, though, is free. That's probably the one you're thinking about, Blake. That is one of we like St. Louis mainly because it's free, but it's one of our kind of probably top 15 zoos we've been to. But yes, the Nashville Zoo is not free. We have a membership. Mainly our membership is used for zoo reciprocation, so we use it to get discounts at other zoos. But appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out. I figured I might as well stream because I was going to go here and walk anyway. Oh, we've got somebody down here eating. Hold on. We're going to have a good view. Hey, bud. How are you doing? Got some really good viewing today. In on him here. And now he's going to walk away. He's having breakfast this morning. But yeah, the Nashville Zoo, it can actually be a little bit of the pricier zoos, but some of it's because of the fact that Nashville kind of ends up being a tourist destination these days. So we had some food. He was over here eating, looking out this direction, and then I scared him off, I guess. Yeah, definitely, Blake. I don't know. We might actually be headed that way in April, but we're still trying to figure out some plan behind it. Oh, he wants to go where I can't see him, of course. And there's another one up here at the top, but I want to still take advantage of if you zoom across and ground and jump. Oh, that's just an interesting fact sign. Let me see if I can probably get him from here, and then we'll go see, because they have some leopards. And since it's morning, I figured they might be a little bit more active. Hey, bud, are you going to run away now that I came to this side? Nope, you're going to come up here. Or you're going into the trees. I lost him. Oh, there he is. Sorry, I'm not the best gimbal driver, so I try to do my best. Ooh, that's a little bit of a creepy. So there's a metal monkey outside the exhibit, and I've got him right in frame. Oh, that's a little bit creepy. But sorry, it's a little bit shaky. I'm not sure why, but I hear some people coming, so we're gonna zoom on to try to stay ahead of the peoples. Again, I'm all about staying ahead of. It actually might be a worker based on the wheel sounds, but all about staying ahead of the peoples. But we'll see if we can see. We did have pretty good leopard viewing last time we were here, but the time before that we didn't see anybody, so we'll take what we can get. Oh, it looks like he's out. Yeah, Blake, we went through St. Louis Zoo way too quick. It was a really busy day, so it's one we'd be interested in doing again, but let me switch over my here. See if I can figure out where he is with my eyes so that maybe I can track him. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. He's like, wait, there he is. He's gonna be hard for you guys to see. Maybe not. There he is. We'll circle around and see if we can't get a little bit better angle of him. Yeah, no, like the Nashville Zoo does a nighttime thing but it's during the winter time, and you know, it doesn't get crazy cold in Nashville, but it does get cold, and so we've done it a couple of years, and it can get frosty. See if we can get some shots of him back here pacing around. There he is. So the black one was out last time we were here. I don't know a lot about these. But he's just doing some pacing back there. I know the black one was out, and he was actually out in front of this glass that's right in front of us, hanging out. So it's a leopard, Blake. Close, though. I kind of wish they had cheetahs, but because they've got a black one and then they have a spotted one as well. I can hear the howler monkeys in the background. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but all right, let's go up and see if the giraffe's around. We'll see for you, Blake. I'm not confident because I know last week they were working on their stuff. We also have the colobus. He's over here sitting. I can get a shot of him sitting here. Man, we are doing good today when it comes to seeing animals. Yeah, it's clear this morning with there being a lack of children to put their grubby paws up against the glass. So, hey there, bud. He's going to move faster than I can keep up. Get a little bit of steady. I'm not being as steady as I feel like I normally am, and I think some of that's just because of I don't know why my hands are shaking this morning. Oh, now you're going to look at me now that I zoomed out. Okay, well, we'll come back and say, hey, this is one of the kind of complaints that we have about some of the Nashville Zoo layout is this whole area up here. We'll have to come back down, so we'll get to see. All right, well, we'll find out here in a second, Blake, if the giraffes are out. They, unfortunately, have not been. But let's see. I'm trying to see. I see hay in their yard, so it doesn't look encouraging. Nope. So the giraffe are normally in this yard right here, but this is something that the Nashville Zoo likes to do as well. They'll have something that's, you know, not even under renovation that they're working on, and the only thing they have is maybe a little sign, and I'll show you the sign. They usually only have a little sign that says giraffe off exhibit. And, you know, we've been to a lot of zoos that as soon as you come in the front gate, it'll literally tell you what animals are off exhibit or not available for viewing, where Nashville just doesn't, they don't do that. But we'll walk up here and we'll have a good picture of the rhinos, I think, from up here. So we'll still get to see the rhinos. Sorry, we didn't get giraffes. And it was even in my title because I figured they would have them back out by now, but it looks like they're working on the grass. Let's see if we can get some rhino here. I'm actually gonna, I always forget that I have a little bit of extra lift with this gimbal that I can use when I'm not at Disney, because it's not a, I can do selfie sticks here. See him over there eating. Yeah, Blake, I would agree. They also don't, like, almost every other zoo we've been to has giraffe feeding. And so we're kind of spoiled with having giraffe feeding. Well, they don't have giraffe feeding here except for the behind-the-scenes tour that's actually really expensive. Let's see if we can get another angle without making you guys too sick over here. There'll be some shrubbery in the way. Hold on. No, not going to get... So I ended up getting worse viewing of the... Yeah, the Nashville Zoo, there's certain areas they have that are very spacious, that have lots of open area for animals, and then there's others that are just more traditional that don't. So it's kind of a give and take there. Now, there is a rock springer exhibit that we're yet to ever see a rock springer in. It's been done now for probably 6 months at least, and you know, they just have not haven't had anything. So we'll come back down here. We're going to head back down and go back toward the lower loop, and we will see if we can find some other. But yeah, so it's usually, Blake, it's leafy greens, so it's usually like a, think of a salad, just a big piece of lettuce that you feed them. We've done the feeding at a lot of the different zoos because my wife really likes giraffes. You know, they added a bench. That bench was not there last time we came.
No, we're not doing. Come on.
Let's see where the leopard has gone. It's a weird bench because it's close, like it's too close. But, okay, we see him over here again. I am going to have to tie my shoe again because apparently I don't know how to tie my shoes. It is a great experience because of that giant tongue that they have, Blake. When you feed them, it's just this weird, like, cause sometimes you end up touching their tongue. It just feels weird, but he's way over there. He's kind of hard to see from here. I'm going to give you guys just a second break because I'm going to have to tie my shoe again. So we're going to stay there. Okay. It's, you know, that was the same shoe I had to tie again, so might be able to see him from the glass on the inside, but yes, we have been, so we've done the Tampa Zoo, we did the Brevard Zoo, that's we've done a couple of them. We have not done a big zoo loop in Florida, but we did Tampa. Tampa was decent. We did Brevard is in Melbourne, Florida. It was good. We did Jacksonville. We've done Jacksonville as well. So, no charge for the gimbal ride there. It was a little bit of a, I guess I pulled on it too much, but he's just sitting there eating. Welcome in, Timothy. Get him looking a little bit better there. There we go. Well, welcome in, everybody. I'm just checking out the leopard here. Just sitting up here in a good spot. Quite see his head, but he's hanging out there. Can't quite tell if he's eating anything or what he's eating. Is he the tiny guy? I don't know. He's back there just picking at the ground with something. I don't know if they put something out for him. Let's see if I can get a little bit over here. Oh, now he's going to move. Okay, well, he's on the move now. There's definitely some good viewing of the leopard back there. Let me get my exposure back down. Keep tracking a little bit, see if it comes back. Alright, he's going to go back to his pacing pattern, so we're going to go ahead and move on here. I would be interested, like Blake, I should know this because I go to so many zoos, but I'm sure this is one of those trivia facts that my wife would know right away. That's the specific difference between a cheetah and a leopard. It may have, I think there may have been something about their tails, and it may be, maybe cheetahs have a black ending on their tails, but I can't remember.
Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to head now down to the lower loop of the zoo. They do not have cheetahs, Blake. They don't. You know, when it comes to like the traditional zoo animals, the Nashville Zoo does not have quite as many of what I would call the traditional animals. They have some more specialized. Now, they do have their clouded leopards, which is not really a leopard, but the clouded leopards that hopefully we'll get to is kind of the staple. Oh, he's still up there sitting on the top. But morning, Doug. Welcome in. Glad to have you in. Hang out with us for a second at the zoo. You just missed amazing leopard viewing that we had. But now we're headed back to look at the Brazos monkeys again. He's hanging out there. We had one that was sitting down here at the bottom eating when we came through the first time.
The rhino are right next to us.
So I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning so far. It's definitely a... Oh, now he's going to walk down, of course, as I zoom out.
I don't remember their big
Alright. But it is a absolutely beautiful weather day in Nashville. It's probably about 60 degrees, but it's probably going to come up to about 70, so it's going to be about as good as it could get in Nashville for today. As you can see, we've got some beautiful blue skies. I was trying to figure out if they do a jog through the zoo that they do. I think they actually do it a couple times a year. But I was checking to see if that was today, because it looks like they've got all the gates and stuff up, but I didn't actually see any information about it, so I don't know. But we're going to walk down this hill, and we'll get to see some meerkats, and then we'll head over toward the kangaroos. We've got a big field back here on the back. They'll have some of the hoof stock, so there'll be a couple of different types of that we'll get to see. But we do have a little bit of a walk before we get there, so definitely appreciate everybody coming in. And yes, Blake, we will 100% see kangaroos. Okay, let me say 99%, not 100. Shouldn't ever say 100 on anything when it comes to availability. But yes, we should 99% see them. They have a really good kangaroo walkthrough area. There we go. I was making sure my phone wasn't charging for some reason. There we go. Alright, so we're now headed back down the hill. Yeah, the kangaroos is actually a walkthrough. So it'll be interesting, Blake, if you want to look to compare to see and give Disney some tips on how to do it, because that is one of the things the Nashville Zoo has, is their kangaroo area is really the best of any that we have seen, because you do get through the area with walls, no barriers, nothing, and you just walk on the path. And you can, if they're on the path, you can pet them. So we have been able to actually pet them. It's really cool. Yeah, I think a lot of the zoos do the runs, Blake, and I think that's one of the cool things, I guess, to a certain extent, being able to run through the zoo. I've never done it because I'm not much of a runner. Okay, I'm not much of a walker either. But I'm guessing that must be this afternoon or this morning or yesterday, or it looks like the Simang may actually be out, so we may need to walk over there and... Oh yes, he's up in the tree, so hold on and we'll work on getting you a view of the Simang. It's going to be walking against traffic, but... Let's see. Try to find you guys an angle here. He's up in that tree, so...
So there are 5 species of native.
He is hanging by his fingertips there.
Only lesser apes aren't.
Yes, Blake, we'll see if we're lucky enough. I don't normally pet the kangaroos, but we'll see if there's any out in petting area.
But the females will then go back to having blonde hair. As you can see, both of these are males.
Oh, okay. So it starts at 1. So I saw signs when I came in that the zoo was closing at 1, so I guess that makes sense, which is weird.
They actually cannot go over water, so their muscles are too dense. They could just sink down into the water. So that's why we're able to see them so
He's just up there hanging, showing off.
Around them is because we've got this lovely boat that they cannot traverse. So they're just going to stay on their side on their little island. And if you hear any howling throughout the day, it will most likely be these guys. It is called a duet, and they use it to communicate with each other.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep on moving, because again, I do kind of plan we might do 2 loops. We'll see how we're feeling after the first loop. We've actually done a really good job seeing animals, so may not even need the second loop. We'll see if we can find the meerkats. It looks like they're going to be on the lower section, so we'll go ahead and walk around to the lower section. 3 p.m. race start. Okay, I know the zoo, like there were signs that said the zoo was closing at 1. That's kind of weird for me to have an afternoon race time. Like that's not something I think of. When I think of like races and stuff, I always think of them starting in the morning. It's like, I know it's also kind of weird because wasn't the princess race today? Was the Run Disney Princess race, I think, was either today or yesterday or tomorrow? I think it was a Run Disney weekend. So it's interesting to a certain extent that the Nashville Zoo would have chosen to have their race the same time as the Run Disney race. Not that there's going to be a whole lot of overlap, but there probably would be some people that might have normally would be gone doing the Run Disney race.
That's not up there, buddy. It's over here.
I do see them. We will try. It is very busy. Very busy and crowded over here. I'm missing Maya up there at the top where there really wasn't anybody. I do see one, so I might be able to slide into a spot here. Pretty easy. There we go. Hanging out there. Yeah, 3 of them out there, hanging out.
Hey, look! Look, you see him? Look, right there. Look right there. It's a meerkat. You see it? On the ground? Whoa! Do you see him? You climb up? Okay, you want to stand up here and you can see?
Well, he's going to go behind the log there.
Look at this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, I got some water, okay? I know, aren't they cool, buddy? Okay,
Yep, they're just hanging out.
Come on, hold on, hand. Yeah, stop.
The meerkat's out too, so we're having good luck. Wow. You know, I'm having issues with my camera when I zoom it out, so sorry for the black kind of switches there, but yeah, the meerkats were definitely a good viewing point there, and then these guys are normally way over here. This is kind of their normal spot they like to be in. Yeah, so Blake, they don't really have a lot of attractions or rides or anything like that. It's not as exciting as they make it sound. So they have a kind of flyover zipline type ride kind of thing that they have. That's really what I would call the only attraction. They have a carousel, they have a 4D theater, and then there's a little train cart thing that doesn't go anywhere. That's just like a kid's train that just does a little circle loop. So when it comes to the quote-unquote attractions that the Nashville Zoo has, they don't really have attractions. I know some of the zoos we've been to do have some good stuff. And I think, is the St. Louis Zoo, Blake, the one that has I think we bought a wristband when we were there. Like, it's free to get in, but then there's like an attraction wristband to be able to ride everything all day. And I think we did that. But yeah, we have not been overly impressed with like the attraction stuff they've put in, because it also hasn't really, you know, added anything to the experience overall. People wanting to run into me, it's just like Disney. It's the same thing. I will say though, and this is, you know, an interesting, I could rant on this, so this probably should be a rambling in the truck, not on a live stream, but holding the gimbal and doing video, you get a lot less dirty looks from parents, because, you know, I used to always come to the zoo as a single guy, and you get just a lot of looks and a lot of people that would look weird at you. But having the gimbal, for some reason, kind of shows you as less of a creeper, which seems, you know, kind of opposite to what I would think. But, alright, we're going to go up the hill, so we're getting close to the kangaroos, Blake. And they're right up here on the right. Oh, there's a lot of people, so it may be busy. We may have to wait, because they do kind of stagger folks usually as you go in. So we'll see. May have to wait a minute. But we'll definitely get to see the kangaroos. See if we can walk past the chunk of folks. We may skip the cassowary. There are some cassowary over here on the left, but usually they're up at the top of the hill instead of here. Let's see. We'll go have a look real quick. Nope. He must be in the upper yard. There's another yard just right here. Sorry, I'm walking a little bit faster because, again, I'm trying to get to the kangaroos before some of the crowds, and we'll get to see where they are. So here's the kangaroos. We'll just go straight to the kangaroos. I'm not going to worry about the cassowary. So we do have, oh, and they don't have the staggered entrance. So you can see them here. It's this big open area, and you just walk straight in. And the big thing is you have to stay on the path.
You want to go see them? Come on, Lee.
I can really try not to have both doors open at the same time, but alright. So here are the kangaroos for you. And this is definitely, I would say, you know, if Disney's going to do a kangaroo walkthrough, this is what they need to model it over. Because it is just, you know, absolutely amazing. Like you can see, there's one right here, and there's literally people right there. You know, Blake, we've been to a whole bunch, and a lot of them, you know, struggle with having enough of the kangaroos, or they struggle with having extra little ropes that they put on the side to stop the kangaroos from getting on the path. Alright, we're going to zoom back out here so you guys can see kind of the sheer. And this is just some of the kangaroos. We'll see if there's some others doing some other interesting stuff. So these are just up here lounging. This guy is kind of, to a certain extent, I think he's taunting them because they could pet him if he got just enough closer. Alright, keep walking. I'll come up to this next group up here. So when we came last week, they were all laying in the sun, and it was cold, and they were all laid out. We will see. These guys up here is a little bit of glare, but well, snacking. Morning. Will do. They're up here snacking around. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any out on the path today, but normally what you'll see is when it's not as busy, you'll see one or two of them hanging out just sleeping on the pathway that you can just reach out and pet, and that's what they're here. I think that's the biggest. We've been to a lot that are open like this, Blake, but this is one of the few that they do encourage you to pet, where some it's like, well, yes, you can walk around with them, but don't touch them. And we've been disappointed by some of those because we kind of got spoiled by this one. But we'll come over here and we'll get a good picture of this little guy over here. Yeah, and they do. I mean, they come up and they'll lay on the pathway and they'll hang out in the sun or the shade. Okay, so I'm going to try to switch. Sorry, I've got one thing I want to try to switch here real quick. There we go. Okay. Yeah, but I like the kangaroos, and they're definitely one of our favorites when we come. Mainly just because you always get to see them, which is not true about all the animals, where, you know, if this exhibit is open, you'll get to see the kangaroos, which is, you know, just something that's really nice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and head on up. So we've got next coming up, we've got a big field with a couple different hoof stocks. So there's zebra. I think there's a couple different antelope that are up there. And then after that, we will be searching for the tiger. The tiger exhibit here is pretty good. We've been to a lot of places that have tigers. Tigers tend to be a big draw for a lot of zoos. And it is definitely a good one here. I see some zebras coming up. So we will see what we can see. But definitely appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out with us, enjoying my walk around the zoo. So there's Blake in the background there. You may be able to see that's the big zip line. That's the Screaming Eagle zip line that they have. That is one of the quote-unquote attractions.
These guys were hunkered down in their barn.
Let's see here.
Them warm. They do have heaters in their stalls. Unfortunately, we didn't power, so we were.
Yeah, Blake, I mean, I get the concept, but almost all of these are tigers that would not have survived in captivity, so it's not really that they're taking them away, but they're tigers that would not survive. And then because they're so endangered, they're trying to essentially keep the species alive at this point. So the breeding programs is really the only thing that's keeping them from being fully extinct. So, there we go.
We were more stressed than they were. They were just like, yeah.
Yeah, the zip line is kind of cool. Let me get a better picture of it. There's the actual lines for it. It is kind of cool, but you can't really see that much from it. That's been our complaint. There's the zebra over there.
But they are a little lower.
They're a little bit further away.
So it did get down to like single digits, wind chills in the negatives, but they were in the barn.
Okay, so we're going to head on. So we'll try to see the tigers. But yeah, Blake, and that's like so they have here at Nashville, they have a clouded leopard breeding program, which we'll get to the clouded leopards eventually. But they have a clouded leopard breeding program, and they have tons and tons of them. And it's like, it's one of those that, you know, the species I think was close to endangered, but because of the breeding programs they've done, it has basically fully reversed that. And they're able to release some of them back to the wild, but it kind of, the initial priority is keeping the species alive. And I know a lot of people have issues with zoos. We love zoos, and, you know, even the ones that, you know, don't always have the best exhibits and the best kind of environments for the animals, for the most part, even those, it's still, you know, an animal that would not survive without being there. So I get it. I'm all for conservation, and, you know, if we're able to release them back to a natural habitat, absolutely. But I'm going to be up on his pace up here at the very top. Yeah, so we'll see the clouded leopards. There's a big, because they have tons of them. And there's actually some new cubs that I hope to see that are in the petting zoo area that we saw last week. They were really good. So it's like I got some really good pictures of the cubs up there walking around.
We'll be able to see from inside.
He decides. So last week, he was pacing kind of like that, and then he paced down right up toward the glass right when I circled around to the glass. So we'll see if we get that lucky. Probably not. But so fun fact that I always tell when I go in here. It was right when my wife and I started dating, but I did a focus group when this was being built about the interior design of it, and got to at least have some input on the inside of this little building and the imagery that went on in here. Because this is a really cool building, and I will definitely say this is one of those that I'm like, it reminds me of kind of that Disney class type exhibit with having all these visuals on the side talking about, you know, specifically the places that they come from, what the species issues are, and kind of the different tigers of the world, which ones are extinct. And so it's got a lot of good information. So let's see if we can get over here and see, because I'm assuming he's just taking back, so we'll probably see him right there. We won't stick around here too long, but just get to see him pacing back and forth there is always fun. You get to see him up close. They do come, and a lot of times they will come sit and kind of lay up against the glass right here, so you do get to see that. But here it's like we were talking about, like breeding tigers, so there's the survival plan, and they have all that information up here, and it's in a really good kind of graphical layout so that you can see it. So I like it. I mean, I like the fact that, you know, that's front and center for their exhibit here, and it's pretty as well. It's like they have the waterfall out here. They've got the big statues of tigers. It feels, at least to me, very Disney-esque. Yes, they do have, and especially the Nashville Zoo is a big school group zoo because there's not... Oh, and I see, okay. So I was going to start my rant complaining about this exhibit, that I never see these bears. Well, guess what we got? I got one. We'll try to see if we can get an angle of him. He's up here just sitting on top. So these are the Andean bears. And I was about to start my rant about how we've never actually gotten to see these guys because the exhibit is not designed very well. We can definitely actually see him there. That's, again, not something that we get to experience very often, is getting to see him up here. So this exhibit, when it was designed, I was super excited about it because it's a newer exhibit they have. And, you know, the problem is it's designed in a way where the viewing area is going to be down here on the left, and we'll see that here in a second. But it's really hard to actually see the bears because they like to sit up at the very top of the hill for the most part. But never seen him up in here. Well, hello and welcome in Leroux de Han. That's the way I'm going to say it. Sorry, I'm Southern. I can't even speak normal English. But welcome in. Welcome in. Anybody coming in, hanging out with us? We're at the Nashville Zoo. We just got to see the tiger and the Andean bear. We're going to head down to see if we can get another angle of the Andean bear down here. We will get to see the alligators first. But appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out with us for any amount of time that you have. You can also scroll back if you want to see. We saw a lot of good things today. We really have had good viewing, which makes me feel bad because last week I came with my wife, Rebecca, and we had decent viewing, but definitely wasn't quite this good. But definitely scroll back. We got good viewing of the rhinos. We got the leopard. We got the monkeys. Let's go see if we can find the alligator that's in here. And thanks for subscribing. Oh, he's moving. He never moves. He's actually alive. I was almost certain he was an animatronic for years. He's coming out. Slowly but surely. Now I'm trying not to laugh out loud at that joke because that's an amazing joke. Hope he lifted his leg there for a second. He's working on it. He's biscuiting. He's trying. And he's down. Okay. It's just like a cat that gets up, walks around. He just was trying to get in the sun. But yes, so the mother-in-law joke, I was trying my hardest not to just burst out laughing because that was hysterical. My mother-in-law coming out of the water. Alright, so we're going to go into this kind of, I guess this is a Peru area. It's where the bottom of the Andean bear is, and they built this area. It's actually really nice. Again, it's another well-themed area. So we've got over the little hoodoo over here. We'll see if we can find it. Oh, there he is. I see him. He's going to be hard to get because he's way back here. There he is. Yeah, Blake, I for years have claimed that he wasn't a real alligator because I've never actually seen him move. I've seen him, and I've seen him in different places each time, but he didn't move. The little poodoo. I was hoping he might get up and walk around, but he's a cute little animal. He's one of those I'm like, I kind of just want him in my house. I just want to pet him. Now, granted, we do have guinea pigs coming up, which aren't, you can't pet them here, but they are things you can get and you can have. The guinea pig exhibit is one of the most hysterical. Alright, let's see if we can see the bear. It's going to be very bad glare, but we will try. Up there.
Oh, yeah, come see. Yeah, he's right up there.
Really going to be able to see him. The sun is harsh.
Sunbathing.
He's hanging out in the tree. Definitely being able to see him is nice. I'm not going to spend too much time hanging out with Mr. Bear because we got some good stuff from him. Now, where the guinea pigs are not out. How are the guinea pigs not out? It's the easiest animal ever. Okay, there's one. I see one in the doorway. Did they not? Was it too hot for them today? So there's normally a whole bunch of guinea pigs over here, and these are just literal like guinea pigs, like what you would see at PetSmart. There's nothing like weird about them or nothing. I mean, they're unique just in the fact that they're at a zoo, but there's nothing crazy. And we always love the guinea pigs because you can always see the guineas. But he's just over there chilling. Alright, so let's see. We should have coming up, we're going to go through the bamboo forest. We're going to have the giant beaked toucan things. I can't remember the names of them. We will then have the clouded leopards. That's one of the clouded leopard exhibits. They do now have two. Last time we came, the red panda exhibit was under construction, so I don't know if it will be back open or not, but it's down here as well. And then we'll get down to spider monkeys. We'll get some ring-tailed lemurs, some red ruff lemurs. So we still got more to come. We're just going ahead and going on. Let's see, this angle of him up in that tree might be okay, actually, if I come and... No, I think the rock outcropping is probably going to block it. Let's see if we can see him. Oh, no, yeah, he is up there. It's just going to be very bright. So I think they only have 2 of these guys or 3 of these guys. Of the bears, or were you talking about something else, Blake? But appreciate everybody coming in. Anybody new hanging out with us. We try to produce some crazy content. For the most part, these days it's Disney related. We haven't been on a lot of trips to zoos lately, so that was another reason I wanted to bring you guys along on my walk at the zoo. And we've got the Bamboo Trail. And it's it's not a saddle build store. That's what I keep wanting to call it, but it's something else that is over here that you can usually see. It's the rhinoceros hornbill. That's what it is. Alright, let's see if we can find him. He's going to be up here at the top. Jumped a little bit. Oh, there's both of them up there. There are 2 of them in there. Sifu. Oh, so the guinea pigs, Blake, there's like probably 30 of them. And that bear was an Andean bear. It's not a popular type of bear we've seen at zoos. Alright, they're moving around, and my arm is at a weird angle, so... I do like these guys, but they're just kind of there. They're almost always out. So it looks like we're not going to see the red pandas, because it looks like they're still doing construction on their exhibits. But we'll come down here and see if we can see these clouded leopards. So these are usually the adults, which you'll get a size kind of idea. They're usually up on top of a branch. There he is. So this is usually what they do. They sit and sleep for 99% of the time. We were lucky enough to see the cubs last time, and the cubs were playing around in the other exhibit, so we'll see if they're playing around there. But this is pretty standard that there's usually one in here hanging out. These are decent size, but this is really all they do, so they don't need much of an exhibit. Like, they don't play around or run like some animals. They sleep for like 20 hours a day. They're one of those animals, and the rest of the 4 hours they're sitting, lounging, watching. But now we should get red ruff lemurs and then ringtail lemurs. Just trying to wait for we got more koi over here. I kind of forget that there's koi over here too. I saw koi earlier. So it should be the ringtails. I forget that it's ringtails first and then red ruffs. It looks like they're back in their box back there. You're able to see them pop up, but you can see some little fluff of them. They are there. They're just huddled together sleeping. Red ruffs or ringtails are one of those that it's, you know, most of the places we've been zoo-wise, they're usually on an island, so they're easier to see. Now, this is new because they cut all this bamboo back. They used to not be able to see the exhibit from this side, and it actually makes it a whole lot better. Realistic. See him a little bit better there. Yeah, I agree, Blake. Lounging around doing nothing is my real kind of day. Lounging around watching the people stream from the Disney parks, that's the real kind of day. But we got the red ruffs. We did see the ringtails. They were... So what's happening is if I zoom all the way out and then zoom back, or zoom in and then zoom... See them there in the sun. He's coming this direction. He just wants to say hello. Hey, bud. He was wallowing in the mud last time we came, trying to cool off because it was sunny over here.
You know in Lion King?
Yeah.
Where he says, "When I was a young man."
Alpha did it again. I've got to figure out my Zoom issues here. Sorry. Sorry for the blackout. Yeah, Blake, I'm not using Prism. I'm using IRL Pro. I've given up on Prism long ago at this point. Prism just never kept the connection, and I always liked, you know, IRL Pro. Let's see, there's a guy down here trying to... And hey, Tiki Man fan. Welcome in. Glad to have you. We are at the Nashville Zoo today, hanging out with the animals. We've actually had an amazing luck at seeing the animals, to be honest, based on what we normally do. But he's currently looking at a red ruff lemur. He's trying to figure out how to get a treat out of a cage here, out of a little toy or some sort. But glad to have you in. Yeah, it's a weird error that I've been having when I zoom back out, and it's almost like if I zoom all the way and then I keep pinching, it snaps to the 3x. And then I can't unzoom it without switching the lens back and forth. It's usually my only complaint about IRL Pro is being able to go full manual, which you cannot do, and then the zoom snaps to black when you switch from lens to lens if you do it manually. Oh yeah, I mean, it's beautiful weather. Like, I've got, this is like, oh, you're gonna run around here. He just wants to show off. But, yeah, see, it did it again. It snapped back. Let me see if I can... Okay, so if I think I might have somewhat figured that out. But yeah, so, I don't remember what I was talking about, but it's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful weather. It feels like that wintertime at Disney weather, to be honest, because it's, you know, I'm wearing, most people, if you see the people walking around, most everybody's wearing a very light jacket. I kind of probably need to unzip mine because I'm starting to get warmed up a little bit too much, but it's a very light jacket. It's like 70 degrees is what it's the high today, so it will be about perfect. Oh, and they finally have a sign down here that says exhibit closed for renovation. So this used to be the cougar exhibit. There used to be cougars, but then their cougars got too old and they had to send them off to a sanctuary that they sent them to. And so I don't think they're going to bring in more cougars. I think they're going to build a new exhibit, most likely there, with something else new. Now we're getting to the spider monkeys. We are getting closer to the end of this loop on the south side, or southern, is it southern side? I don't know. I'm not a north, south, east, west. The bottom side, or the left side of the zoo. But we're going to go over here and we'll go walk across the rope bridge. So they do have two options. You can just kind of walk the normal trail. You can walk across the rope bridge. I'm going to just go simply walk across the rope bridge because you can see a little bit of the spider monkeys from the rope bridge. A little bit, not a lot. But we will see. We'll have to take it easy. And it's also funny that I do the rope bridge because I'm scared of heights. And it's not really high off the ground, but... So the spider monkeys are over there. And it is, you know, a nice little rope bridge. It used to be actually rope that you walked on, and then they put in this actual wood. So it's a little bit more stable now. But we've got the beautiful blue sky. I'll give the folks in front of us some space. But the spider monkeys are a decent ways over there, but you can see them from here. Sometimes especially they like to climb to the back of the netting and they'll be watching people as they walk across. Oh, it's swaying a good bit, which is not really my favorite. Because again, I said I don't really like heights and I don't really like things that swing, but I do this, usually. Almost at the end. I'm like ready to be at the end, okay. So there's the spider monkeys. And we'll go have a look at them here in just a second.
You can go under it.
Go under.
Alright, so we made it through there. Let's go see if we can find some spider monkeys.
No way. Okay.
Looks like they're all going to be on the far side, which is not usually normal for them.
Down, yeah, they're down. Alright, should we go find that out?
One up here. Oh, can't see anything. There was actually one over here on the side. You guys might be able to see him right here. There we go. Just playing around. A little bit hard with the glare here. Step back into the shade where you guys might actually be able to see him walk, but one of the things I don't like is this exhibit. It's really hard to get good pictures and good video and stuff. But
They get pocket monkeys. Sorry.
What do you want?
Get it ready.
that's what they do. Let's see, and see, I can see myself in the glass, but seeing the animals is harder. Yeah, I just wish the Snap and IRL Pro was there. Yeah, I wish I will say, I do like the iPhone cameras a whole lot better. I do use Android for everything. I just don't like Apple, unfortunately. I'm just not an Apple person when it comes to Apple products, so I like my Android, but I do like the iPhone camera. Like, Rebecca has an iPhone, and so when we take pictures and stuff of us together, or we take pictures when we're places, I usually have her take it because her camera just processes a whole lot better than the Android. But I also am using an old, like, let's see, it's like an S24 fan edition, so it's not like the high-end Android that I have, because I just don't, you know, especially for streaming, I'm like, it just needs to be a camera, and I don't stream often enough to need anything high equipment-wise or super expensive. But, alright, well, we're getting down. Yeah, in the nighttime, I'll admit I can't really tell much of a difference, because I know the people that stream with iPhones, I know the people that stream with Androids. I don't notice much of the color difference. The one difference I do know is Thad and Sierra that are streaming with the pocket cameras. Now that's a big difference. Porcupine. Oh, I didn't go quite far enough. Here we go. He's down in there hiding. It's pretty much where this guy is all the time. I don't think I've really ever seen him anywhere else. But, alright, so we're getting closer to the kind of final couple of things here before we'll be back around to where we were. So we have the old Poodoo exhibit that they had is no longer, or taper, I don't remember what it was, but the old exhibit here is no more. It got hit by the ice storm and the trees fell, and so they've taken that opportunity. They're going to redo it into something else. So we have the flamingos, and then we have the petting zoo, which the petting zoo is where the snow leopard cubs were. And we'll see if they're all still there, and if they're moving around, we'll go in there and take a look. I try to stay usually away from the petting zoo because it's like full of kids, and I try again not to overly, I mean, you're obviously going to have some incidental, but I don't show, I try not to show children or have children in frame purposefully. Now, obviously, you're going to get some incidental, like right now while we're walking. There's nothing you can do about it, but I'm never going to purposely show people that don't want to possibly be shown. I don't really care about the people. I want to see the animals. So this is a really good flamingo exhibit. This is another one of those that we talk about when we go to all of our zoo travels. This one is just, it always is clean. It doesn't smell, which is normally the issue with flamingo exhibits. You can always see them. They are usually always huddled in this corner, but it is, and actually views, because we've been to some where sometimes you can't see them, or sometimes they're my exposure down a little bit more here. We'll give you some zoomed, get some close-ups. So now we're going to see if we get the spotted leopard cubs. That was really what I was hoping to be able to see today. I'm trying to peek to see. It does look like there's a bunch of people over there. So hopefully that will mean we'll have spotted leopard cubs, but we will see. See some people over there, so hopefully that means that there are Spotted leopard tails. It's really strong. They mean it when they say those are strong. And some of them aren't because they're magnetic. Alright, so let's head over here and let's see if the clouded leopards are doing anything. Oh yes, they look like they're running around.
We don't need more help.
Looks like they're all over here.
They're so cute.
So there's 4 of them total. I don't know if they're from different litters. I assume because I think they normally have 2 per litter. They're doing some wrestling. These are probably the same 2 guys that were at it when we were here before. Yeah, they remind me too much of the cats we have at home, because that's just the behavior is the same.
Did he really?
Oh man, I wish they did.
The bad one went all the way up there.
I wish they did, Blake.
Because you are replaying.
He's watching because there's one up here at the top that.
Because one of those 2 tackles.
So they're watching him. They're like, "What are you doing, buddy?"
And the baby one is so long.
Over.
Oh my God. Sophia.
Came up here at the top. So he just jumped right up there. There goes one up there. He's following him.
Oh, look.
He's like, "What are you doing up here, buddy?" Well, there is netting, Blake, on top up there too, so they can quote unquote climb out. You can see him actually, he's pushing up against it. Yeah, they definitely have to. I love the turn and lick. Oh, and bite. Apparently they're going to play up there on top of the tree. See where he goes. I was like, he's going to go somewhere. So there's also, because of course as I'm sitting here, we also have this guy that just decided to come lay right here. Yeah, so in the petting zoo there's really just goats. They have some alpaca that are visible from here, but for petting it's just the goats. Let's see what this guy's doing up here again. Just hanging out up there in the tree. This guy's over here rolling. I was like, he's just over here rolling around. Having to switch back and forth because they're doing too much interesting stuff. Hold on. This guy's up here on top again. He's coming, maybe he's coming down. Nope. He's thinking about it. It almost is like he's got up there and he's like, now I'm trying to figure out how to get down. Yeah, I think Blake, I remember us feeding. There he's coming down. Let's see if he almost looks like he might be stalking the other guy, so he may come over and try to attack. Oh, the other guy's gonna come after him. Hold on. Probably. Yeah, I was like, I saw him. Oh, he retreated. That's kind of cheating. He retreated up the tree. The guy was like, I was gonna get you. You were down here. So we were here before. There was obviously one that was the troublemaker. Can't remember which one it is, but it's probably that guy. But this was kind of some of the main reason that I came, so we'll spend some time over here hanging out watching him. He's coming back down. He's up there. He's like, I can climb up here too. He's almost looking like he's thinking he might jump somewhere, but I don't know where he would jump. Alright, so we got 3 of them up here. I'll take a couple of skills through here. I was trying to think if the 4th one was going to come up there and join us. Still antagonizing. Oh. I both fell into that crooked. That's funny. Oh, he's coming off the back. Oh. And down he goes. I wish I had the skills to stand on a tree like that. Like, it's literally he's standing on the side of the tree. There's not really anything he's standing on. He came down. Alright. Oh. And this guy just climbed up the fence in order to get up there. So he took the lazy approach. He literally just climbed the netting to get up in this tree. He's gonna lay down and probably take a nap. Or is he gonna go get this guy? Yeah, so like there's 4 total. It's hard to keep track of all of them because they're all over the place. Having way too much fun. Oh, there was a squat. Just the agility. He's like, you're gonna have to come get me. Okay. We'll let some other folks have a chance to see. So yeah, so over in this area there are goats that you can pet. So we can walk over here. There's obviously like a safety zone where you can't go, where the goats can get away. There's some alpaca up here at the top. There's a couple other birds, like there's a jay over here, a black-throated magpie jay. Let's see if we can see him. The netting is always a little bit hard with him. But we got some jays here. And then we got some toucans over here. And then we got the alpacas. I think they're alpacas. They could be llamas. I think they're alpacas. But okay. So we will go ahead and head out now. I'm trying to think. I think that is pretty much it. We'll probably have a chance to see the meerkats again, as well as the Simang. But that is pretty much the full loop of the zoo. There is a inside reptile exhibit. You know, I could think about going into it. We'll see when we walk over there. There's no signal in there from a cell standpoint, so I have to switch to Wi-Fi, which is always. Thank you. So there is a reptile area, but it is like it's. Oh, she's down here holding something. I bet it's a skunk. It kind of looks like it's probably a skunk. Let's go down here and see what she's got. Yep, definitely a skunk.
Hi, this is my friend Seta, and she's a striped skunk. We're hanging out this morning teaching people all about skunks and how important they are to our ecosystem, especially here in Tennessee. So one skunk can eat about 4,000 ticks in a single season, so they're really great to have around. I definitely much rather have one skunk who might be a little smelly than all those ticks. But if you have any questions about her, please feel free to ask. She's still very sleepy this morning. She is. Her name is Seta. Skunks, we like to bring her out to teach people all about skunks and how they're not as scary as people think. They get a bad reputation because they can be smelly, but they're just trying to protect themselves. But skunks are great to have around because they eat a bunch of bugs and ticks and things we don't want around. As long as you... Seta has had her sick glands removed so she can no longer spray. It's just like spaying or neutering your cat or dog doesn't really hurt them or anything. But if you have any questions about Seta, please feel free to ask.
Her name is Seta?
Yeah, so we have had a lot of fun with the litter. So she was born here at the Nashville Zoo. She's almost 2 years old, and all of her and her siblings were named after stinky cheeses. So we had Seta, Fontina, Brie, Havarti, Munster.
Can I pet him?
No, I'm paying it.
There's always the person that's like, can I pet them? And I'm like, it's still technically a wildish animal, but skunk is an interesting one. It's definitely a different one. Alright, well I don't think we're going to end up doing 2 loops because my back is not happy today, and there's a ton of people here, so we'll probably call it here after a minute. I'm trying to decide if I want to try going into the unseen world. So the unseen world is a reptile area. It does not, like, if I'm not able to get on Wi-Fi, it will not run at all. That's just if there's zero signal. And hey, amusement park pirates, welcome in. Glad to have you stop in, say hello. We've been, about an hour and a half now hanging out at the Nashville Zoo. We're starting to wind down. I guess we can try the unseen world. Let me go ahead and see if I can get Wi-Fi before we go in. I didn't pre-connect, so there probably will be some loss, just as an FYI, of signal. So just hang with us, and maybe we'll make it in. So. So we made it in. Hopefully we're back running again. I know it could have lagged for a second, but it does look like we got enough Wi-Fi signal here. It's going to be a iguana there. My favorite, the Phillies.
Yeah, look. Where are you?
Actually, I told you it would be bad. It would be bad when I came in here. Yeah, so Blake, this one does have noise cancellation on it. I think I just turned it off. There, I think it's back on, so I don't know if that helps or hurts, but I'll signal again for a minute, which it does happen in here because, there's zero. I have zero cell signal, so I'm really at the mercy. are going to walk through and get out of here because it's hot in here as well. Alright, well, so Blake, this was I think, $12 wireless mic, so I can't really complain about it. Alright, we're going to try to just walk through to get out of here is the goal. Well, it's also super, super loud in here. I'm just going to get to the fishes down here. So there are all sorts through here. There's all sorts of different reptiles that they have, and then they have this kind of somewhat thick area that has a little bit of a mixture of both. But again, it's about 1,000 degrees in here, so. Well, normally when I have streamed with the mics before, normally I wear my hat, and so I put the mic on my hat, so it's really close to specifically where I'm talking as well, so I think that helps some of the noise. But today I've just got it on my shirt, so it's much more, okay. Okay, we're back to the center. So you guys got to see some of the inside here. We will get outside and then we will turn Wi-Fi back on, or Wi-Fi back off. But, I mean, we were able to switch, so you guys were, I think, able to see some of the inside of the unseen world. Sorry we didn't really get to see much of the exhibits, but it's probably just based on, and I know I'm wearing a jacket. Alright, sorry, I had to switch off the Wi-Fi. Go back to full cell. Gotta get my jacket unzipped some because now I'm boiling. But yeah, it was probably, 99 degrees in there. Or it felt like that. Alright. Well, I think that's going to just about round it out. We'll walk back toward the entrance. I was trying to think if there was anything that we didn't really see. We did not go over, so the Nashville Zoo does also have kind of a farm area, so there's a historic Grassmere house that is kind of the property that all of this was on. So there's a historic house, and then there's some farm animals over there, but it's back up on top of the hill. And I'll admit, I'm tired. My back hurts. I definitely, I'm out of shape again because we haven't been to Disney in a couple months, so I'm definitely not even in Disney shape, which is not good, but I'm definitely out of shape. But this gets to be my workout for the day, so we'll take care of it. But we'll come up, we'll take a look at the meerkats, we'll take another look to see if we can see the gibbons and the other monkeys, the howling monkeys. And then we will end it out after that. But definitely glad everybody that hung out with us or spent some time with us. Appreciate hanging out, saying hello. Hope you enjoyed the waltz. There's one of them that's over there against the glass. I'm not going to be able to get a picture of him, unfortunately, because of where he is. But again, it's also, you can tell just by the crowd volume. It's a beautiful day in Nashville, and everyone decided to come to the zoo, which is kind of typical on beautiful days in Nashville. The zoo is one of those places that, fills up quick, fills up with people. But we'll check on the monkeys and the gibbons. They're not monkeys. They are monkeys because they don't. Do they have? I don't know. They might be monkeys, they might be apes, I don't know. I should know these things, but I don't. Yeah, so it's like the without, I can see it in the audio bar, it's like the without noise cancellation versus with doesn't make that much of a difference, but again, this is not a high-end mic. This is a cheapo mic that I got, which is still better. I guess it's a little bit better. I guess my camera might actually have been a little bit better because I'm holding it right at my face, which is what I used to use whenever we were at Disney. I found the extra wireless mics a little bit extra. Let's see if we can see stuff in the tree. I see somebody with a big camera here.
Okay.
Looks like he's still up in the tree. The Simang. That was. I can never remember the actual name, but the Simang. That's what I have to get ingrained into my head.
Yeah, the autofocus one. I didn't get in to see that guy.
Alright, and we'll walk through this little quiet area through here. And I'm like sweating now because I got a fanny pack on, I can't really take my jacket off very easily. There's a guy up on me. There's one that's there, but I guess he's just lounging. It's a little bit hard to see, but we can see him up there. Alright, let's see if we can see the gibbons. And then after the gibbons, we'll walk back to the entrance, and we'll have a seat, we'll pack it up, and call it for the day. I need a really cool outro video of some sort that I need to put together. I also don't have an intro video either. I need to be cool like some of the other folks. The problem is I don't think I can really do an easy intro or outro video using IRL Pro. Okay, there he is. I was like, I see enough people that he has to actually be out. Over. There he is. I was able to get in here. There's one right here hanging out too. She's just hanging out eating. Alright, trying to find a firmer spot to sit you guys down. She's just hanging out.
Right up. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can get out of here.
Who's got the stroller?
Mom.
Oh.
I now gotta weave my way through the people trying to come in, as always. But definitely appreciate everybody coming, hanging out with us, spending some time. I know we haven't been streaming very often, but we just don't have as much opportunity because we haven't been doing as much traveling. Our Disney annual passes expired in December of last year, so we have not renewed. We don't plan on renewing at least this year, so it's going to be a sad no Disney year. But we do hope to get some other short trips. We're going to Omaha in April, so we hope to be able to. There's not really a good bench over here, but we hope to in April. There's a squirrel. The best animal. But so we hope to be able to maybe stream the Omaha Zoo. There we go. That's my normal bench for coming. But so we hope to be able to stream the Omaha Zoo in April, and then I think in June we have a trip to Massachusetts that we may try to hit some zoos there. APP, sadly, I don't think Disneyland is going to be on the agenda. I don't think Disney World or Disneyland anywhere is on the agenda for this year. We've kind of overextended ourselves, specifically with the Disney last year. But I guess I can actually sit here for a second and let you guys see me as we sit. I hadn't shown myself at all today, so But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think any of that's going to be on the agenda for this year. But we're hoping next year. I think actually Disneyland Paris may be the next. We've been there before, but that may be a revisit for us. We have talked about Tokyo and Shanghai as well because we haven't been to those. Now there's no streaming at Tokyo or Shanghai, so it would all just be video. But still, thanks. We'll see what happens. But appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. It's at least a beautiful day in Nashville. I hope it's beautiful where you are, but definitely go out and make the most of it. But bye, everybody. Well, if I can figure out how to get it off. There we go. I got my splash screen. You guys will still hear me for a second, so I can still technically talk to you. But take it easy. Have a good